They go court over. Pass the ball.
Off the Field is a nonprofit organization that's comprised of both active and retired NFL football players' wives. We give back to charity, but more importantly, we're support and resource to ourselves, other wives, and NFL families.
How we got started, going to the Players Association meetings over in Hawaii. So the ladies, we got together and just said, you know what? We need to do something in bringing wives together, creating a organization that the wives could get to know each other, even from different, NFL teams, but we should do something where we could bring the wives together and be able to show them support, especially with the younger wives. We talked about how we wanted to be an example for the younger wives into making sure they didn't go down some of the same paths or, some of the mistakes that we made along the way. We wanted to be those almost like big sisters to be able to carry them along that same path, but, make sure they had somebody to reach out to and lean on in a time of just transitioning. You know how that goes.
We'd be a wealth of resources in case you were moving or you needed help with babysitters or services or doctors in a certain area. We just wanted to be there and create a sense of community for the women.
There have been multiple groups and women's organizations that have come along but have not sustained. And I'm just so glad that 20 years that we've been able to sustain, keep growing and just keep being there for each other and develop the respect from the NFL, the NFLPA, the NFL alumni, that we are the wise organizations that they can lean to, trust on.
I mean, we don't do anything alone. And so, I think that's what's so incredible and allows us to continue, to attract new wives.
There's over 500 members in the organization, but we reach well over thousands of NFL wives through different constant contacts, emails, and just reaching out personally.
We just wanted to figure out a way, how can we bring women together and show them that we are all one. We always say we are the support off the field. That's where off the field came from, because they do what they do on the field, but we're what helps them stay mentally healthy, physically, of course, emotionally, and just having that discussion about how to support our husbands and what we do for them off the field.
This year, we selected Feeding Tampa Bay as a benefactor of our 2021 fashion show. Feeding Tampa Bay is a part of the Feeding America network, and it is so important with the pandemic that we're going through and with families not being able to feed their family. We thought this was the perfect opportunity to give back to an organization that's primary goal is to defeat hunger.
Feeding Tampa Bay is such a wonderful organization. They have a goal in mind to make Tampa hungry free by 2028. And we are just so pleased to be able to contribute monetary-wise and with our volunteer work and also with our hand sanitizer donations to be able to make this dream come true. it was just such a heart-wrenching time for us when we were at the food pantry at Hillsborough County, and we watched hundreds of families go through the food line to pick up fresh produce, bread, bagels, to just watch the families as they're coming into the car line with worry in their hearts, and then leaving the car line with cheer and excitement, just knowing that this week is going to be a week that everything is going to be okay.
We used to go to these Super Bowl cities with our husbands, and you know how that goes. They're doing their work and their autograph signings, and they're busy, Radio Row, and you name it, they're doing all that. And I'm kind of sitting there, and I thought about it. I was like, wow, it's not a lot that the women and the wives are doing together. How do we get to meet other wives, and what can we do in the community as wives when we're going into these new Super Bowl host cities every year? What can we do? And the philanthropy part of it to me began there, because I thought, okay, we could do something special and leave a mark of saying, you know what, we were here and we were able to donate or support an organization, a foundation, a school, whatever it is, a hospital. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Lauren Dungy and the Dungy Family Foundation support We See You during the holidays for their philanthropic efforts to be able to provide food and gifts for all of the children in the Tampa Bay community that are in need. And we would love to be able to say that Off the Field Player Wives is in addition going to continue our philanthropic efforts with We See You, providing gifts for our angels that we will adopt every year.
So We See You has done such an amazing job, and they take little communities each year differently, different community each year, and bring in all those families that are in need. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Just so many incredible women that, giving back is important, and they want to make a difference, just like they did on their own teams. I think it's exciting, and still is exciting to many women to know that we can come together as a group and be able to provide that on an even bigger scale than we do, like when we're with our individual teams.
Philanthropy is very important to Off the Field. Our founders started this organization first, like I mentioned, is to be a resource to each other, but it was to give back to charity, how to be a service to the community, and how to help others in our community. And part of our mission statement states just that. We want to be able to give back and strengthen the communities that surround our NFL families.
I think it's very important for us as Off the Field to celebrate other women. We want them to know we see what you're doing, and we support you, and we want to applaud you for it. We have our Danielle Beverly Courage Award.
I met Danielle Beverly, who was the wife of Eric Beverly. He was a tight end for the Detroit Lions. We had a women's Bible study that we went to, and Danielle was a part of it. It was a small group, but it was a very powerful group. And Danielle one morning came in and told us that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And we were all devastated because this was our sister. This was our sister in our Bible study. But the way Danielle carried herself, I remember sitting there, we're crying, and Danielle's consoling us. And that's just who she is. Well, as it turns out, she beat breast cancer 3 times. So when we added to give awards at our fashion show every year, I wanted to do an award that for a NFL wife, and wanted to call it the Danielle Beverly Courage Award, because the courage that I firsthand witnessed that Danielle Beverly had was just, I was just blown away by it.
I want to thank Off the Field Players Wives Association. I love you guys for your sisterhood. I love you guys for helping me through my transition and being there for me no matter what. I thank you guys for not only nominating me for this award, but also encouraging me. Every time I look around, you guys are there, and I appreciate it.
How did you feel when you found out Mitzi was a recipient of the Danielle Beverly Courage Award?
Well, for a woman to be in the league for, I think, 20 plus years, maybe 20, 21 years, she definitely has done her part. There's been a lot of traveling, moving from state to state, just being the mentor that she has to so many it warmed my heart, and it is so well deserved. So well deserved.
We were privileged to be able to present the Women of Impact Award to Candy DeBartolo, and we were extremely grateful to be able to even host the award reception at her restaurant, Sacred Pepper. Candy DeBartolo has a huge impact in our community. She has for years given back to our community, all of the player foundations in the community. She is a huge supporter of the Reminisce Foundation and multiple other foundations in our community as well. We were extremely grateful to be able to also give the Women of Impact Award to Lauren Dungy. We're so thankful for her and for everything that she's done here in the community and the Dungy Family Foundation.
This is an area that's really, really important, and we want to make sure that these women know that we see them and that we applaud them and that we want to celebrate them.
Off the Field is a sisterhood that is focused on making sure that we are a central part of each other's lives. The bond that we share, you want to feel that you're supported by your sisters. You want to feel that it's a safe haven for your sisters that you're work with, and also you just want to have someone to lean on.
Everyone may have girlfriends or sisters, but our sisterhood is different. Everyone can't relate to you and I, or to us on the same level. They may not understand. I remember people would say, you know what, oh, your life is so great, and you're traveling, you're doing that. But they don't know what happens behind all of that, and what it takes or what it entails to help your husband to be successful.
We understand what it's like to try to, work, balance a household, be a part of an organization, be a good wife, be a good mother, have all these hats, a good chef, a good referee at times. I have 3 boys, so I know that there's times where, I'm breaking up wrestling matches, and then adding to that, the philanthropy in your community. So to be able to wear so many hats, you need a support system.
I felt the need to start the Widow Support Group, and I asked Off the Field, was it okay for me to call it the Off the Field Widow Support Group, so that I could reach out to widows that I knew and just say, hey, it doesn't have to be anything formal. It will just be Zoom, just much like we are all doing these days, where we just get up, share our story. We kind of got together before Thanksgiving and then got together before the holidays, because those are the roughest times. The first person I reached out to regarding this was Terry Upshaw. I call her often, and she always checked in with me after Kwame passed away, and then Kim Alexander. And then I learned about a few other ladies, and now we have a group, and that's how we support each other.
The whole idea is that we are going to push each other to be better. We're going to grow together. We're going to do things together as a team to make that impact in the end. And I think that that is how Off the Field has been for me from day one. I feel that it's just that any crisis situation, anytime somebody needs something, anybody needs help, I feel like it's just like you just come in and you pull in together and you're just there for each other. And I think everybody demands the best from each other. There's also a lot of pushing, like you can do this, we know who you are, we know what you're about, and we're here to remind you of that. And I love that, and I hope that they feel the same from me too, because I feel like that's all we're doing, just like pushing each other to be better.
From West Virginia. My husband was drafted to the New York Jets, and you have a West Virginia girl going to New York for the first time. Oh my, that was rough, but in a good way. And I love my Jets family, but Mitzi Testaverde, who had gotten the award, Daniel Beverly Courage Award, she is one of them, wives that have been in the league for years and years, that she grabbed me and brought me in. Honestly, she just showed me the ropes, and I am who I am today because of her.
Sharing recipes, talking about different opportunities for jobs, just developing each other. in whatever ways, one might need.
But these friendships have lasted beyond that. And that's when you know that they're true friendships, they're true sisterhoods, because they're for you through the thick and the thin, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs. These sisters are there for you. And that's what I love about Off the Field.
Hi, my name is Deanne Becht. I am the wife of Anthony Becht, a former 12-year tight end of the NFL. This year, I have been blessed to be the co-chair. I am a member of the Off the Field Players Wives Association.
Hi, my name is Angela Smith. I'm a member of Off the Field Player Wives Association, and I'm this year's chair of the OTFPWA Super Bowl Charity Fashion Show. When I first found out that I was going to be chair of the Off the Field Player Wives Association Charity Fashion Show, I had a lot of anxiety about it. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 and a half years, raising my twins. And at that time, my son, my youngest, was only 1 year old. So I was extremely nervous about it. My twins were homeschooling because of the pandemic. They weren't going into Carrollwood Day School. They were doing Zooms from home. And it was all three of us in a new dynamic in the house, all four of us in the house together, trying to figure out how we maneuver this school year at home. And then I was given the additional responsibility of becoming chair. Luckily, I had the most amazing co-chairs, Deanne Becht and Candy Campbell. And Candy was able to help us with her expertise in producing this show, her and her husband, Daryl. And for that, we were extremely thankful, because when we did do the pivot to move to a virtual show, she was right on board with it.
One of OTF's passions is bringing football and fashion together. And that's why they, I believe, have done this amazing job of Super Bowl fashion show. The connections and new friends, again, that I have met, it's been a great one.
Actually, Deanne is one of my largest support systems here. My husband came in after her husband here at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a tight end. And instead of her, looking at me like, I don't like her because her husband's coming in and trying to take my husband's position, she actually opened her arms to me and supported me and rocked my twins to sleep when I needed it, and supported us with the move and where to live, and my connections here all come through her. So I'm just extremely thankful for the Bechts, and it just goes full circle. Like she said, the Testavardi supported her, and then the Bechts supported the Smiths, and that's one of the things about this sisterhood, is that without one another, we wouldn't be able to do this.
First of all, when I saw this hot mama come in, I was like, wow. And when Angela walks into a room, all eyes just follow. And I mean, all eyes. She's so uplifting. And for me, being, I think, almost 10 years older than her, maybe 9, I ain't gonna push that 10, but 9, I don't feel that. She doesn't make me feel that. And I feel the same with her. She has been a rock. Again, it doesn't matter the age, you are there for each other, but this beautiful soul uplifts everyone and everything. She turns anything negative into a positive.
It hasn't been any other year that we had to have a virtual show. It hasn't been any other year that we've had a pandemic like this in my lifetime. It hasn't been any other year that the NFL had the host city win a Super Bowl. And just like that, it hasn't been any other year that the Off the Field Player Wives Association voluntold me that I was going to be chair of the 20th anniversary Super Bowl fashion show. And I'm super excited about the outcome of it, the relationships that were built with Feeding Tampa Bay, with Neiman Marcus, with the St. Pete Distillery, with Cantu, with all the organizations that we were able to be a part of to support the charity fashion show this year. It's just been an amazing experience.
You know, I'm ready for a good laugh just for myself, and to see all these most beautiful women strut their stuff in these gorgeous outfits. I loved my outfit. I was very excited to wear it. All I can say is, you better watch me work. You'll laugh or be rolling on the ground when you see me strutting my stuff down that runway, and I am very much looking forward to it.
Definitely want to say a huge thank you to Neiman Marcus Tampa Bay for all that you've done this year, for hosting us for this year's Off the Field Player Wives Association 20th anniversary Super Bowl fashion show. You did an amazing job, and I can't wait to see the final results.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
Let's go, sisters.
It's showtime.
Woo! OTF fashion show.
It's showtime.
It's showtime, baby!
The fashion show, which was founded by Sharice Brown, one of our co-founders, and Angela Allen, that was really the first event that really helped us to express the need to bring women together, the need to have this camaraderie.
And to see how it's evolved over the years from that first one.
Miami, it was the last in-person fashion show that we had, and I just was in awe of just how beautiful it was.
When the pandemic hit, Neiman Marcus was the first to step up and say, hey, let us take the lead on this. We would love to host the ladies. And they have done an amazing job making sure that we were happy, making sure our ladies looked fabulous. We had to pivot multiple times. And finally, we had to make the decision that was the safest decision, and that was to move our show virtually.
It was definitely a struggle. We're doing something virtual we've never done before. We're used to doing everything in front of 400 to 500 people every year. This was new to everyone.
Different doesn't mean anything. We're still gonna bring a fabulous show with fabulous looks, with fabulous women. I'm very excited for everyone to see it. And more importantly, I'm excited to say that, hey, we did it. We did it in the middle pandemic, and we were able to pull it off.
vers les ciels de Méditerranée. Échappons vers l'horizon. Enchanté.
Personally, I'd like to thank Can2 Beauty. They have been in partnership with Off the Field for the past 3 years. Their corporate team has been wonderful to work with, and I'm just excited about the relationship building with Can2 Beauty.
St. Petersburg Distillery is our end zone sponsor. We worked closely with Skip Regan, and he helped us with actually providing the bottles of their gin, vodka, and whiskey to all of our husbands. Production day was actually on Valentine's Day, and all of the husbands came out to support their wives. And the St. Petersburg Distillery sent them home with boxes of full bottle of St. Petersburg spirits.
I do hope that it comes across for that audience. Look at we've got cars.
Those are our babies. Those are our husbands.
How cute is that? That is amazing.
There would be no Off the Field without our NFL player husbands. Everyone's husband always shows up, and they always come with their smiles on, and they greet our sponsors, and they just genuinely enjoy the event.
I just always thought our husbands were just, I mean, when I tell you they were there, they were supportive. NFL Players Association as well, they have been extremely, extremely supportive.
Because without being in person, you know, our guys are usually our arm candy. I mean, you know, we try to make them a part of it for them to be with us during the production day. It still fostered that sense of guys, you know, being there in whatever way they could to support their wives and, you know, like, hey, let's shine the light on her and be with her during her moment. And that was really cool to see.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, look at that face, isn't he? Hi, Ingrid.
Hi, sweetie.
Thankful for Neiman Marcus Tampa Bay. They are awesome. You guys rock. And we just, off the field and personally, I appreciate everything that you do.
Neiman Marcus Tampa Bay and International Mall has been absolutely amazing through this entire experience. So whenever you get a chance, please make sure you go visit Robert and Kim Deal in International Mall Plaza and make sure you get dressed for all your finest events because the clothing that they provide, it was impeccable and it was absolutely beautiful.
Working with Off the Field Players Wives Association has been a dream. You guys have such energy, all the vibrancy that you've brought to Tampa Bay, all the charity work that you've done with Feeding Tampa Bay has brought so much strength and so much energy to the city during this time of Super Bowl. And it's been a pleasure dressing you all. You all look fabulous in the video, and I've made many friends working with your group.
Pass the ball.